Hi, it's Cheryl. Welcome to Homeward Studio. Today I have two fall porch DIY decor pieces to share with you. So let's waste no time and get right into the video. This is the first piece we're going to make. It is a scarecrow sitting in a pot. And you're going to need a scarecrow. So we have this store over here called Ollie's. I don't know if you guys have Ollie's, but I got this from there and it was $5.99. I know you can get these from Michael's, probably Hobby Lobby. I know I see these all over the place. And if you're lucky, you might be able to thrift one too. I bought this flannel for $4.99 from a thrift store. It's rather large for the scarecrow, so if you do make this, probably get the smallest one that you can find. The first pick there I got from Walmart. I had two of them, and then leaves from the Dollar Tree, and some styrofoam blocks, or any kind of styrofoam. Oh, and some raffia. I thrifted this bucket. I liked it because it looked like wood, and it looked like, there was some metal on it. It was $3.99. And I used that little owl, put it on his shoulder, and some gravel or rocks for weight, and some paper. And so I put this on my floor because I didn't know how else to get it in the frame, the camera frame. So I literally kind of had to build this on my floor or on my chair. So I put the styrofoam down there. Now you can glue it in. And then I put some rocks in there for the weight. And you could use weights, like, barbell weights to weigh it down. You can use large rocks, just so the bucket, if a gust of wind catches it, it doesn't take it flying. So anyway, I put the shirt on the scarecrow and buttoned it all down. And now I'm just kind of redoing this face a little bit. The hair is a little sparse, and so I'm adding some more raffia, and I'm giving the scarecrow some bangs. And I'm just hot gluing all that down. I pulled up that hat as much as I could. And then when you're done, just give it a quick trim. And now I'm looking for some buttons for the eyes, just to give it a little bit more interest. And then just hot glue a couple of those on. Those buttons are from the Dollar Tree. And I have this handkerchief. I wish I had a red one or maybe a blue one. I didn't really like that green that is hanging out of the shirt, but I didn't really like what it looked like, and I put some pants on it too, some jeans, but I thought it looked okay. I don't know, I wasn't really digging it though. I put some stems in it and that pumpkin in its hand. I thought, nope, I'm gonna redo it. So I removed the jeans and I took this rope from the Dollar Tree. And, as you can see, I did stuff some paper in the shirt to make it look like, there's arms and a body. And then I took the rope and I tied it around the waist. So if you have that long pole, you can just poke that pole right into the styrofoam. And then you'll have to add some stuff around it to give it some stability. But I used it for another project, so I put a box underneath there to give it a little bit of a lift, but I really wanted it to look like it was standing in the pot, but this is okay. And I did a couple little things. I made this sign. I'm going to show you how I did this in a second. And I want it to look like the scarecrow is holding the sign saying welcome, or you can put, welcome fall or whatever. So the sign, and we'll get back to the scarecrow in a minute, I just took the antique wax and I painted the whole sign and wiped it off with a baby wipe. And then I gave 2 good coats of this Waverly pumpkin chalk paint. And hey, if you are a subscriber, I want you to know that I appreciate you. My channel is growing and it's because of you, and the only thing that I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I have to acknowledge you every single time because I do appreciate you. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. If you like seasonal DIYs or thrift flips, this is the channel to visit because I do all kinds of different things. Anyway, back to the video. I just cut that pumpkin in half, glued it on. It's so easy peasy. And then, you saw how I made the bow. Just made a loop, pulled the top down, clipped off the ends here, and then hot glued it on there. And then I have a little wooden button, and I hot glued it onto that. See, easy. And this is what it looks like in a vignette. And I'll show you the Scarecrow at the end, but the next DIY is this Topiary tree. And I'm showing you that container because it's really pretty. It's a pretty color. It's from the Dollar Tree. And a ton of leaves. You need a ton of leaves. And I have another bucket, just like the first one from the thrift store. Now, here's a quick topiary. You take the plunger and you put it in here. You guys have probably seen this already. And you can just make a topiary for the top of that if you want a tiny one. But I'm going to make like a double topiary, like a big one for your porch. So you're going to need 3 plungers or 2 gift wrap, what do you call it, the cardboard, tubes from the gift wrap. Glue or tape those together. Or I just used that stick from the Scarecrow, and it fit really well in the gift wrap piece. You're going to need a ton of leaves again, and some burlap to wrap it. There's 2 different kinds of burlap. They also have some really cool bark looking ribbon, but I didn't have any on hand. And I have these stems also. You're just going to need a lot of leaves. And even the leaves that they're garland leaves, they sell all these at the Dollar Tree. So this is pretty much a Dollar Tree, other than the pot is thrifted. So you're going to want to, I put the 2 pieces together. So you're going to want to lay these down facing in. So the front of the leaf is facing the pole. And if you have a tree and you have a really long tree branch, this would look really cool too. But I didn't have one, and my husband wouldn't let me cut one from my tree. So I wonder why. So anyway, I glued these all the way around. I think I glued 7 of them, and I needed way more than 7. And I started at the bottom. And then after I glued them, I wrapped this with the burlap really well, and I wrapped that whole pole and then hot glued it here and there. And I'll show you how to fix that end later. So now we're going to do the top. So that was the bottom, and the leaves are facing the top. So when you glue them, they're facing on the inside, but they're also, the leaves are pointing upward toward the top. So I did the same thing around here. I probably should have used, it depends on how full you want it, but maybe 10. So that would be 20 of them. But I think it looks pretty good at the end. I just had to fluff it out a little bit more, but probably a couple more would have been ideal. And so now I wrapped it again. And now I'm taking the leaves and I'm pulling them down, but I'm holding onto that stem so it doesn't pull it out of the burlap. So see how you can see that? I'm going to show you, and oops, I picked a leaf off. I'm going to show you how to hide that. Really easy. Just glue some extra leaves on that. So they have, the Dollar Tree has like bags of leaves. I would just buy a bag. And they also have the garland, and you can wrap the leaf garland around and glue leaves on over the, I don't know what you would call it, like the stems that you see. Okay, so to give it stability, this is what I did. I saw another YouTuber do something similar to this. Of course, I had to figure this part out my own, but I'll show you how I do it. So this is a little Pringles can. You can use any kind of can. I just had this. And I cut it just below the top of the Pringles can. You're not going to see any of this anyway. And then I took a pool noodle. You're going to need a lot of pool noodles. I want to say I used 4 of them. I wrapped the noodle. See, it just banged in the camera and everything. I was having a hard time with this. I just wrapped it around and cut another little piece. And you got to get it in there really, really tight so it stays still. And now I measured the noodle in the bucket. And you want to go down probably a little bit lower than what I did. So about 2 inches down. And you fill that whole bucket. And this is what I saw on another YouTube channel. And I don't remember the channel, but it was a couple years ago. So I filled the whole bucket. And then I put the tree in there. And then if it's still wobbly, cut the noodles in half and in quarters and just stuff it in there as tight as you can get it. Then I put the paper on top, and then I put rocks on top of that paper so the paper doesn't fly out. And then I put a ton of this Spanish moss on top of it. And now I have these picks from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just fanning them out really well. And bending that over a little bit, and then I put 4 picks in the bottom, and this is what it looks like. Now you can put lights on here. I was going to put lights on here. I probably will for Halloween because this is going to go on my porch. You could put pine cones in there. You could put a bird in the tree. Have fun with this. And this was inexpensive because I think if you probably would have bought one of these at the store, it would have been a small fortune. So I want to say it was all of $30 to make. And here's my little Scarecrow. I dolled him up a little bit more. I took that bandana off. I put some pumpkins in there and worked his arms a little bit more, making it look like he's holding that. And this is in my foyer. I didn't put it outside because it was really sunny today and my camera doesn't do well in the sun. I just use my phone camera. And this is what they look like side by side. And that's it. We are all done. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you once again. Have a blessed day, a blessed week, and I will be back very, very soon with some fall or Halloween stuff, as they call it. Bye.